Let's go. It is October the 29th, 2018. Alright, so I didn't plan on making a video, so I apologize. I'm not prepped for this. But I was just listening to Dirk Koetter's press conference on my way home, and something caught my eye. And I could be overthinking it. You know, I've said before, I'm no pro when it comes to body language, but it is something that intrigues me quite a bit. And something that I do pay a lot of attention to when I'm watching these press conferences, especially when I know there's going to be some tough questions asked, and or very direct questions. And of course, the Buccaneers have decided to go with Fitzpatrick. I think after yesterday, even as big of a Jameis Winston fan as I am, I don't think anybody is going to disagree with this move right now. You turn the ball over 4 times, cost this team a win, you're going to lose your spot, even if it's just for a week. But we'll see. We'll see what Fitz does. I'm rooting for him, obviously. I want the Bucs to succeed. I don't care who the quarterback is. I want them to succeed. But I'd really like to see Fitz come through. I'd like to see him really kind of do something here. I think this is a trap game for the Panthers. I think this is a good chance for us to get back on track. Now, can we get a streak going? I don't know about that. But that's not really what I want to talk about, so I'm sorry for rambling there for over a minute. What I want to talk about is a very direct question that one of the reporters, and sorry, I couldn't really hear him that well, so I don't know which reporter it was, but they just asked Dirk Koetter, do they feel like, well, they asked him a few questions, but the question specifically was, do you feel like Jameis Winston still has a chance to be a good quarterback in this league? And as he answered that question, right, his eye movement, everything, you watch Dirk Koetter, when he's answering very direct, right, he does not move. He does not change eye position. Like, he pretty much sticks right with it. And when it comes to Jameis Winston, he's moving his eyes around sometimes. I've seen him do this in the past, and usually anytime I see him do this, I'm a little iffy. Now, me personally, I don't think that Dirk Koetter is a Jameis Winston fan. I don't. I think he respects Jameis Winston as a person, as a leader, but I think that he doesn't have confidence in Jameis Winston. And I feel like ultimately, like, if you're Dirk Koetter, I mean, I can't blame the dude. Your job is on the line. Your job is on the line here. And you're basically, your family, your livelihood, everything depends on this kid. You know, somebody that's been in the NFL for a few years. You've been, right, coaching and part of football for, you know, longer than this guy's been alive. And you're putting your livelihood in this kid's hands. And again, this is no disrespect to Jameis Winston. I'm just trying to say, like, from Dirk's perspective, I get it. I understand why he might not feel that way. But I go back, and I remember an interview where he was talking about, basically, if it were up to him, he would have went with Mariota. I just don't think he's ever had that confidence in Jameis Winston. This is going to be a little bit of a babble session, so I apologize in advance. But I wanted to get that point out real quick, because that's really what I wanted to talk about. Is I don't think he has faith that Jameis Winston will be a great quarterback in this league. He might be manageable in his eyes. He might be somebody that's a journeyman over time, whatever. I don't know. But I don't think he really has any faith in Jameis Winston. Now, this is where I want to get into something else here real quick, so I'm going to babble a little bit. I honestly feel like this is it for Jason Light and Dirk Koetter, to be honest with you. I really feel like this is it. I feel like that's why when Dirk Koetter he made a statement a few weeks ago where he said that Jameis Winston will be here long after he's gone. I think that's because Jason Light's got a lot riding on Jameis Winston. Number 1 overall pick, right? I mean, they put a lot of stock in this kid. They've spent a lot of money. Ownership's not happy. They're not happy right now. I mean, this is pathetic. With the talent that this team has, there is no reason why we should be 3-4 right now. There's no reason why we shouldn't have been contending over the last few years. They're watching other teams with young quarterbacks just run amok. Jared Goff is somebody who I talk trash about. I was like, this guy's a joke, man. Like, whatever. I look at some of the other quarterbacks. They ain't going to do nothing. Granted, the Rams got a lot of talent, okay? So I'm not comparing the Bucs to the Rams right now. I think the coaching is better too, but then that's another aspect, you know? I think ownership's looking at Jason Light and saying, we've given you everything We give you the keys of the car. You got it all. You got complete control here. And right now, you're just spinning your wheels. And we ain't going nowhere. I think that this is Jason Light's last season. I think they end up 7-9, 6-10, and he's gone. Dirk Koetter, gone. I think it could be completely just, see you later, we're done, we're going in a different direction. And if that happens, I don't know what they're going to do with Jameis Winston, but they ain't paying him $20 million a year. That ain't going to happen. So we'll see what happens. But I think right now, I think Dirk Koetter's, he's trying to figure out a way, any possible way that he can win some football games to keep his job. And that's why Jameis Winston is not the quarterback, because he has no faith in Jameis Winston, and he's not going to risk his job, his livelihood, right? He's not going to risk that, taking care of his family, for a kid that he doesn't have any faith in. And I'm a huge Jameis Winston fan, so understand, I'm not trying to dog Jameis here, but it is what it is, man. You turn the ball over 4 times, basically cost your team the game, a game that was huge. You know, we win this game, we're 4-3. We win the game against the Panthers, we're right there with them. Literally. You would have been tied with the Panthers if you could win this game. So, it was a big blow. And they've got to win this game. There is no next season right now if you're Dirk Koetter. This is now. You got to win right now. So, we'll see what happens. But, nevertheless, you know, I'm just hoping, give me an entertaining season. At this point, just give me something. Give me an entertaining season. You know, where at least maybe there's like a hope that maybe we can make the playoffs. We get into, you know, the last few weeks of the season and there's some kind of hope. At least give me that. All right, give me that. But Dirk Koetter ain't got no faith in Jameis. That's why he's done. And they're gonna try to win now. We'll see, right? But I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep moving forward. I'm always gonna trust the process, and I'm always gonna be a Bucs fan, right? So all you bandwagon fans out there who jump ship, who root for other teams, blah 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 blah, whatever. You'll never know what it's like. You'll never know what it's like to celebrate a Super Bowl after waiting so many years, like I did back in 2002. That was great. That was unbelievable. I loved it. That's why part of me was happy for the true Eagle fans last year. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm out.